So while we're speaking about starch, we're going to have a look, as it's a hot topic and one that you hear a lot about. So starch being your non-structural carbohydrate, and it's composed of long chains of glucose molecules. So starch is predominantly found in cereal grains, but is in almost everything the horse eats, including your grass, hay, haylage. That'll all contribute to the total amount of sugar and starch in the diet eaten per day. So starch can be problematic to your horse if fed incorrectly, or if your horse is allowed unlimited access to feedstuff with a high starch content. Feeding large meals of an unprocessed high starch cereal grain, for example, whole barley, that would increase the risk of that barley reaching the hindgut without being digested, which would trickle on problems. Some conditions are triggered by starch levels, such as tying up, gastric ulcers, laminitis, and in these cases, we always recommend looking at a low starch diet. Most cereal grain concentrate feeds will contain about 20 to 30% starch. Your low starch feeds will contain less than 20%, and then you're looking at ultra low starch, which is below 10%. But starch isn't all bad. Performance horses, such as your race horses in training, can rarely meet energy demands on a forage alone diet. So therefore, some provision of starch and sugar is essential, particularly as the exercise intensity increases. So starches and sugars are important for recovery, so to replenish muscle glycogen stores, especially after a multi-day competition. So say you're eventers as well, this will help optimize recovery rates. So it's not all bad. And I suppose then looking at your energy sources, starch is one of the primary energy sources. So your three primary energy sources are starch, fiber, and oil. Starches and sugars are broken down rapidly. They provide the horse with a rush of fuel known as fast release energy. So this is very useful for certain types of horses that tend to be laid back or need that quick energy. Fibers and oils, on the other hand, they're your structural carbohydrates. They provide non-heating energy and useful for excitable or naturally blood type horses like your thoroughbreds. So providing an excitable horse with energy or calories they need can be challenging, but it is possible to promote a more even temperament by keeping the starch and sugar levels low and instead providing energy and calories through your slow release sources, such as your digestible fibers. So these can be your beet pulp, your alfalfa meal, these super fibers, and oil. So naturally fizzy individuals like your thoroughbred will benefit from these low starch diets. And fiber is a source of slow release energy. It's fermented gradually in the horse's hindgut, so that energy is released over a period of time.